Step into a world of romance and mystery with Tamora Rose. Tonight we're exploring a topic that touches every writer's heart. Whether you're crafting sweeping historical love stories under moonlit arches, or weaving forbidden supernatural desire between witches, ghosts, and the living. We're talking about taking advice from others about your writing. How to accept it, when to question it, and why resisting it can quietly sabotage your dreams long before your manuscript ever reaches a publisher's desk. So pour yourself a cup of something warm, settle in by candlelight, and let's walk through this together, writer to writer. I spend a lot of time talking to other writers, sometimes 2 or 3 hours a day, aspiring authors and seasoned professionals, even agents and editors who scrutinize stories for a living. And honestly, most of these conversations are beautiful. There's something magical about connecting with people who also have characters whispering in their heads at ungodly hours. But every so often there comes a week, and trust me, we've all had them, a week where you start to wonder if you should just have closed your messages, turned off the world, and focused on your own pages. Because sometimes writers simply cannot take advice. I'm guilty of it. We all are. And sometimes those writers will take no advice. Not mine, and not an editor's, not an agent's, not anyone's. And that's where things start to get difficult. This week alone, I spoke to 6 different aspiring authors who genuinely refused, to accept any form of criticism. I'm not talking about substantial revisions or rewriting their entire life's work. I'm talking about very real, very reasonable notes. Something like, the manuscript is too long for the genre. The conversation feels too trite and needs a little depth. Your pacing needs tightening, or readers will lose interest. And instead of sitting with those notes and asking, how can this help me? They threw up a wall. They dismissed the advice. They insisted their writing was already perfect, even though they desperately want to be published. So here's the harsh truth, wrapped in a little velvet. If you want a writing career, you cannot treat your first draft like a sacred text. No book survives untouched from draft 1 to publication. None. Your favorite romance novel, the one that shattered your heart and put it back together again with a kiss, it went through revisions. So did that paranormal tale that made you believe magic was real. Every author you admire has had to face uncomfortable truths about their writing. You will too. In romance, particularly historical or supernatural romance, your readers crave atmosphere, emotion, and authenticity. That means conversations must feel alive, not flat. Pacing must flow like a heartbeat. Slow, then racing, then slow again. Your characters must evolve with the story, not remain static. Feedback helps you strengthen all of these things. When someone says your scene feels too long or your dialogue lands too light, they're not trying to crush your dreams. They're giving you the chance to grow into the writer your story deserves. And yes, your story deserves a better version of you. Not every opinion is equal. Let's be honest about that. But some voices truly do matter. Agents who know exactly what sells and what gets ignored. Editors who can cut through the fluff and expose the emotional core of your work. Published authors who've walked through fire, rejection, heartbreak, revision cycles, and still emerged with books on shelves. When someone experienced tells you something isn't working, you owe it to yourself to listen. You might not take every suggestion. You shouldn't. It's still your story, not anyone else's. But I'll think about it is a far more powerful phrase than you're just wrong. because one of those builds your career and the other stops it in its tracks. If you absolutely refuse to accept any advice from anyone, then you can't be surprised when rejection letters keep stacking up. Frame them, own them, call them what they are, a monument to your stubbornness. Every writer gets notes. Every writer has to revise. Every writer has to learn, stretch, change, and adapt. I've never written a book that didn't transform between the first draft and the last. And I doubt any author in the world can honestly say otherwise. There is no shame in growth. In fact, growth is the thing that turns a writer into an author. Here's a simple guide I use in my own writing, historical, paranormal, or otherwise. If 3 people say the same thing, it's a real issue. 1 opinion is subjective, but 3 is pure data. If the person giving advice is your target market, listen closely. Romance readers know what makes their hearts race. You should too, and you should listen when they tell you. If the advice comes from someone further along in the industry, a more experienced author, an editor, take it. Take it seriously. They've already seen the pitfalls you're heading straight toward. They can help you. If the advice hurts your ego, sit with it longer. The hardest notes are often the most necessary. Feedback should guide you, not control you. You're not giving your story away. You're shaping it into something stronger, richer, and more emotionally resonant. If you're writing historical or paranormal romance, or any form of love story with atmosphere and intensity, remember this. You're not just writing for yourself. You're writing for the reader who needs your story. The woman who hasn't felt butterflies in years. The reader who's drowning in her daily routine and needs a moment of escape. The person who wants to believe in magic again. Advice helps you reach her. Advice helps you speak clearly to her heart. Advice turns a rough draft into a whisper she'll remember long after she closes the book. That's it for today. Share a comment below about the best or the hardest writing advice you've ever received. Until we meet again, may your days be filled with passion and just a touch of magic.